kaum eine andere Band hatte wohl in den 80ern so viele Single-Hits wie Sie und ich bin sehr stolz. The Pet Shop Boys here, Wetten. Thank you very much for being here. You look wonderful, guys, actually. It's the most beautiful people I've had in the studio. How do you feel tonight?
Well, we haven't been on Wetten since 1994.
Yeah.
So we thought we should make the effort.
Do you remember the first time? How was it?
Well, the last time, I don't know if it was the first time or not, but Take That were on.
Yeah.
And we all went with our dancers to a nightclub in Frankfurt afterwards.
Okay, I've got a picture of that performance.
Oh.
Look at this.
Oh, we were wearing, it was that era. It was the wigs era.
You know,
I still wear those wigs.
What I was thinking about looking at that picture, about Max and Moritz, you know the ghost? It looks a little bit the same. A bit.
No, I think this is now. This is now. This is yes.
Okay,
the word? Yes.
I got you. You're going to perform.
We can lose that now, thank you.
Yeah, we lose that now. Keep it. You're going to perform a medley tonight. Yeah. It's about 4 songs. Suburbia, Always on My Mind, Go West, and Love, etc. So you've got so many single hits, maybe more than any other band during the last 25 years. So how did you choose those 4 songs? Why those 4 songs for the medley?
Well, because there's one from the 80s, one from the 90s, and one from the noughties.
Okay, that's a good explanation, actually.
Makes 3.
Actually, it's 2 from the 80s. Okay, there's 2 from the 80s.
Okay.
And also, they all work together. You know, it's a good start, a good end, a good middle.
I've got the impression that maybe it's helpful for some people, but many people sometimes reduce a band of the 80s on their first successes. This brand might help a one-hit wonder, but I could imagine it's quite disturbing for a band like you. How do you deal with that? Because sometimes they forget that there is new stuff to discover, except the fans, but...
We just get very irritable.
Okay. Very good. So let's talk about Yes. That's the current studio album, and it sounds very positive, optimistic, upbeat. Critics say in one way it's unmistakable, a Pet Shop Boys album, and on the other side it's very specific and different from the former one, Fundamental. How would you describe it? Are the critics right?
Yeah, it's a pop album. That's what we set out to do. That's why we work with Xenomania, who make lots of great pop records in Britain with Xenomania and people like that. And yeah, it's a nice, shiny, happy, uplifting pop record.
And you've been working with Xenomania, a producing team. Actually, I heard they're working in a complete different way than you do. In which way was it?
Well, they have a lot of little studios with people working simultaneously on the same track. And then they bring all the stuff together, and then they reject stuff, and we all choose what should go on the record.
They normally produce a lot of stuff for, let's call it the teeny market, like Gabriella Chilmi or Sugar Babes. What did you learn from each other?
Well, we like teen pop, so we wanted. We like that, and we think it's interesting to have that approach with our kind of songs because it creates a good balance. I think they're working with Kylie Minogue at the moment.
Yeah. Recording an album, I guess you've got much more possibilities right now than you had other times. In which way did the technical progress influence your music as well?
Chris?
Well, we always, at the moment we use just everything's in the computer. All the keyboards and everything, they're all virtual keyboards, and so it's nice really, and it's got easier to use, so we can just about do it ourselves now, whereas before we had to always have someone who could operate it. So
we've got a very special live DVD here, Pandemonium of the tour, a concert in the O2 Arena in London. But you also play smaller venues. I heard about a special gig in someone's living room. That's right. How was it? How did it came up?
We did this as something to do with the Brits Awards in London, in England. And they had a competition, the sponsors had a competition that someone won a concert by a Brits award-winning artist, and last year we won Outstanding Contribution to Music Award. And so we tried to take our Pandemonium tour production into someone's living room. It was a very, very, very small room. And so the front window became the video screen, and it was projected from outside. And we had 4 dancers in there, and we did 4 songs. And I thought it was going to be embarrassing, but in fact they were a great audience.
Actually, let's imagine I'm going to be 30 soon, so I invite you. You're welcome. I count on you. Just let you know at this point. As everybody know, you're addicted by modern art as well. So in which way did this influence your live show as well?
Well, it's funny, we saw the stained glass window that the German artist Gerhard Richter, but you don't pronounce
Richter.
it. Yes,
yeah.
we found it difficult to say in English. Did, and whilst we saw an exhibition in the Serpentine Gallery in London of his of work to do with that, and he had a lot of just squares of colour, and so our album cover was a tick, it was yes, but it was in those coloured squares. And then for the tour, we turned the squares into cubes. So it all started actually with this visit to the cathedral in Cologne.
You also mentioned Gerhard Richter in Love ETC in the song. You said there's no Gerhard Richter on your wall, but what's there? What kind of paintings or golden records or what's there?
There's no gold. Although I think we might be getting one today. Are we? Are we still getting one? Anyway,
yeah.
I think for stuff. I think so for Papa. Yeah, no, I don't know where they go. Probably into storage. Well, Neil's a major art collector, aren't you? I can only get posters, Athena posters. I've got one of those. You know the tennis player with her skin? I've got one of them.
Not bad. Talking about a German artist like Gerhard Richter, that's just
I'd love to
short.
have a Gerhard Richter, but they're too expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Even for you guys?
Even, yes.
Huh? Okay,
yeah.
got you.
Yeah.
Naja, okay. In
You've
the
got to be
future, there's a
Ukrainian
goal.
billionaire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talking about Gerhard Richter, so let's shortly talk about Germans and British. So you know people of both nations very well. So where are the main differences? What do you mean?
I don't think. I
Don't know?
don't think. I can't think.
That's a tough one. But actually, I heard
No, it doesn't. I mean, like, I think there's more similarities between British people and Germans. I mean,
Yeah?
for instance, English people and Italians. Italians have a much
Quite
more
different.
ebullient personality, maybe. That's the sort of cliche of it, anyway. Whereas Germans and English, I think, are sort of quite similar, really.
But I've shortly read a poll where British citizens said Germans are the ugliest people in the world. I liked it. It's very final. The ugliest people in the world. Some British citizens, it's a kind of a poll. So no. What do you say about it? Be honest. I'm not German, so I.
Oh, what do you
For
think?
me-
What's your opinion?
Okay.
I like the way you said I'm not German then.
No, also natürlich stimmt es. Ich bin Österreicherin. I'm Austrian. We've got a kind of a challenge. So of course I
Sound of
agree.
music, okay.
Beauty comes from within, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
But there are many beautiful Germans.
Ja, das stimmt. Mein Redakteur Thomas hier zum Beispiel, der ist sehr schön. Back to music for 1 second. Tonight, Kiss is in the show as well. So other times when you founded the Pet Shop Boys, it was a counterpoint to all the rock bands, to the attitude of the rock stars of those times. How do you see Kiss as a band today?
I don't know that much about them, but they wear the makeup again, don't they?
Yeah.
So
Of course.
they're, you know, they look pretty amazing. We met actually Gene Simmons many years ago. We made a record with Liza Minnelli, and Gene Simmons was actually managing Liza Minnelli's pop music career.
Ah, okay.
And so we spent some time in the studio with him. And
There's been a couple as well, right? Gene Simmons and Liza Minnelli. I don't know anymore.
We didn't go
We
into
didn't
that.
ask you.
Yes.
You don't want to know.
We did want to know about that.
Okay.
But anyway, he's a fun guy. He was a fun guy.
You influence so many artists. So are there some new artists at the moment who are influencing you maybe? Like for me, one of the outstanding artists is Lady Gaga, for example, because she's so... Yeah, she brought it. Ah, that's great. Nice. So are there, except Lady Gaga, some bands you really like at the moment?
In terms of influences...
No.
Well, you know, I like modern electronic music. There's this label in Cologne. It's not just a cathedral. It's also got a label called Compact that we like. In fact, we released a record with a friend called Sam Taylor Wood the year before last, I think now, on Compact. And I like that very modern electronic pop music or ambient music. And I used a lot of classical music as well.
Last question. What comes next? I heard about a ballet music based on the tales of Hans Christian Andersen. So that's right. What's going to be there?
Yes, we're writing the music to a ballet based on one of the stories of Hans Christian Andersen, and it's going to be performed at Sadler's Wells in London next March.
Okay.
So we've got to get on with it.
Got a lot of music to
A lot to write.
A lot of music to write.
So much things to do.
Yeah, there is. Yeah,
And
there are.
tonight, Wetten das. Thank you very much for being here. It was a great honor. Dankeschön, sag ich. Die Pet Shop Boys.